So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go pretty fast on this thing because you can always pause it, and go back. I'm gonna go through the quick PowerPoint I made, and then we'll go through the videos. And video is Oregon State, Cowboys, and Tennessee because they do it the most, so they'd be the best to study. Starting with duo, okay, in a very like broad term. So imagine easiest way to think of it is inside zone with a backside aiming point. So think of like rock off Indy, but instead of the running back hitting frontside A gap, you have him hitting the backside B. So let's call him Indy dive. Is the easiest way to think about it. And then obviously the QB is able to change the mic points and stuff like that. But like a basic overview, it's inside zone, just more vertical. Okay, designed to be hit on the backside. So it's a play that you want your running back on the corner is the matchup you want, right? So that's why Tennessee runs it so much, obviously to get Derrick Henry on it. I say it's a carry run, just meaning like a call and run it because it can only block a clean box, but through maybe motions, which we'll go over, the quarterback's able to clean out the box and make it a pretty easy run. The goal, vertical combos. We already went over that. The types where I go over today is duo, which is the 11 personnel. Dose, which is like 11 make 12. So think of LSU 2 years ago, like Rio off tight or Rio off bunch. So 11 make 12, meaning it looks like a 12 personnel formation, but still an 11. Double, which is duo, usually with two tight ends. Okay, and that's by far the most common. And then there's some general notes going over here, but we'll go over all this stuff. So starting with duo, so duos, as far as 11 personnel play, is the least run of like the 350 duo family plays I looked at. I think only like 60 of them are duo. So the description of it is 11 personnel run designed to only handle the box. Okay, so you can only run it against like a clean 6 box. Okay, if there's a 7th in there, then the quarterback will handle it with a maybe motion. Okay, and that's what is highlighted maybe because you control the spin down safety or the nickel the quarterback is responsible for with motion. ID wise, so the center, same thing as inside zone. So the center's got to ID the first linebacker in the box. Okay, what's different is inside zone, it could be like positionless, like it's X's on a chalkboard. So imagine us like in Rio off. Okay, we would frequently ID the safety. Like left hash Rio off Indy, we'd ID the safety and push everything. Okay, you're never gonna push this run because you're always gonna ID the first linebacker, like the true linebacker. That's why this play is different. Is you have to know personnel. Okay, this is not just X's on chalkboard. This is a linebacker. That's a safety. That's a nickel. That's all very important. So the ID, so who the line is working to, is the first linebacker in the box, and I'll get to how to handle if there's a safety in the box. Okay, so the O line is responsible always for the mic and the will. In duo, which is a true 11 personnel play, you, the quarterback, will handle the SAM or a spin down safety with a motion. Okay, that will change in other plays, but in duo, the 11 personnel version, that's how it happened. So the rules for the O line is pretty simple. Okay, like going right to left. If I have defender in my gap, so it's Rio off, I'm running duo right. Okay, so you're running it always to the tight end. There's a defender in my gap, so a defender in my left gap, I block him. Okay, if there's no defender, then I look to build a vertical double team with the guy next to me. Okay, and that's all a lot easier as we go on film. The tight end always has the inside number of the defensive end, right? So once again, this play is personnel dependent. So the tight end always has a D end, right? So you have to know who that guy is on the week. The finder, which will be tagged on a play call, is the guy who you're going to maybe motion, and he's responsible for the down safety or the nickel and duo. Okay, and the main point about this, right, the running back aiming point, instead of play side, A, B gap, whatever it may be, in inside zone, you're now the backside A or B gap. Okay, so it's like a direct entry, trying to wind this thing off the back edge quicker than inside zone. But really, it's going to look a lot like inside zone, okay, and that's where a lot of these arguments go to. So I'm going to go to the film real quick, and we'll go over this. Now I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. Okay, starting with duos, and there's not a lot of true 11 personnel duos because it is harder to run. So this is Oregon State, right? They do a really good job running this play, not having great personnel. So you see it's a clean 6 box. So there's no reason to motion anybody. If the safety was down tighter, that's when you'd motion, depending on the play. If this is like W maybe, which would have to be with the Z on the ball, then you'd motion him over and he'd be responsible for the safety. If it's safety depth, we're good to run it. Okay, backside or the end zone shot. It's gonna look like just like inside zone. So this looks like a lock off Hoosier. Right. The only difference is instead of this aiming point for the running back, right now we're aiming at the backside combo, the backside B gap really out. Okay, but the blocking is very similar. It's a little bit more vertical in the combos, but for you, it's the same thing. Or the easiest thing. And it's true with inside zones, the same way you teach inside zone to keep it simple. There's so many in your gap, block them. So many in your gap, block them, because this is duo going this way, right? So many in your gap, block them, right? Tight end always has inside number the defensive end. So that's easy. Nobody's in my gap, build a vertical double team. Nobody's in my gap, one step, build a vertical double team. Okay. And now quarterback wise, you can reverse pivot. You can like counter footwork it and like go over the top. There's all kinds of things you can do. Generally, you're going to meet the ball carrier at 5 yards over the backside guard. Okay, with the ball, and then you like to 3-step it. He's off the turn. He likes a 3-step setup for play action pass. Okay, so that's how it looks, right? Responsible for Mike. Here's Sam. Receiver's responsible for Sam. Don't worry about it. O-line's responsible for Mike, Will. And the receiver has down safety. Tight end has inside number of defensive men. Okay, he just misses late, right? And this is not like a greatest hits. This is just get the overall point of it. This is a good look, right? So these guys do a lot out of this formation, lock on or Rio Nub is the same play. So we can see it's a 7-box, right? So we get to find where is the safety. Right, we got cornerback here, and the whole point of this play is if we can't hit it inside, get the ball in the corner. Okay, so corner's back here. This is safety. I know I have to motion. So Amari Cooper, this is H maybe. H maybe. All right, to find the safety. Safety's there. Let's motion them all the way across. And that also gives you advantageous angle to work the combos now. All right, so same rules. Guy my gap, block them. Block them. Block them. Inside number D end. Okay, Mike, Will, receiver, the finder, as I'm calling, is going to find the safety or the nickel in a duo, one personal duo. You base block the safety, build combo, build combo. Okay, so it's the same thing as inside zone. We are just now going backside with it, and it's more personnel specific. So really good look at how it should look. Okay, don't mind, this is like a nice little front fold scheme. Okay, just based off the shade, it's hard to combo it, but this is a good job here. It's a little wrinkle, but don't worry about the front side. How it looks right here. But this is a really good look, right? The combo doesn't come off, but it looks like a ton of inside zone, just with the backside entry point. Okay. Let me make sure this thing is. Okay. One more of these. Same thing, so it's 11, clean 11 personnel play, right? I have this down safety right here, right? Who's in a position to make the play the line of scrimmage. I see him waving in. So this is a lock on, duo, lock on Z maybe. So he's your finder, he's your down safety finder. Duo left, right? If this guy was at depth and he can go block him, keep him where he's at, go block him, okay? He's tight or he's ungettable from this alignment, wave him in. You see him wave him in and he points him out. That's the guy you're responsible for. Okay, now they get to a cloud look. So this is how you want to block it, but just to see the overall point of it. Same rules, same front, right? It's look like inside zone, just a backside entry point. So this is a play like we should probably run against Notre Dame, right? Where they're better than us in here. But we can get Javonte eventually if the ball isn't hitting here on a corner late, which is the matchup you want. And we're going over some Tennessee Titans ones, which is really clean. So those are 4-down ones. Here's a 5-1. Okay, you can run it against a 5-1. You obviously can't run it against a 5-2 because you don't want your receiver blocking the safety or linebacker. I'm sorry, but 5-1 we're good. It's all the same rules. We just have a down safety. So I know I have to motion. I don't ever block a safety. I know I have to motion the receiver to come block the safety. So block it just like inside zone. Guy in my gap, block him. Guy in my gap, block him. Nobody in my gap. Build a vertical double team. Gap, inside number of the D end, and then I'm going to insert inside the tight end for the safety. Okay, so this is runnable against a 5-1 still. If 21 was deep, that's fine. There's no reason to move 85 in there. It's a clean 5-on-5 play, 6-on-6 play right there. As soon as he comes down, let's run it. It's a really good choke play. This is a 5-1 bear. He is choking down on the tight end, and then corner ultimately has 85. So now the extra guy's way back here, which is what you want. Okay. So it's the whole maybe concept is a really good concept that's used on same thing with like rock on power here or Steeler. You do the exact same thing. Okay, and the Cowboys do a good job of using those guys. Yeah. So it's a good way to keep the O linemen on the linebackers and the linemen, make your receivers block the safeties and make corners ultimately tackle, right? So the last guy left, here's the corner. I'm gonna go back, share a different screen. So that's duo. So duo is like a clean 11 personnel play. You maybe we can block 6, you maybe and find the 7th, and you go block the 7th. Okay, based off rotation. So you're always gonna block the nickel or the safety in duo. Okay, and dose, which is the next one, if I can get to it. So dose is the same exact play. Okay, but now we're adding this is your 11 make 12 thing. Okay, and this will make more sense when we look at it. So up front, you're blocking duo the exact same way. Okay, tight end, same rule, running back, same rule, everybody's the same rule. The only difference is now you're adding a tight split receiver who's going to block the Sam. So now as a quarterback, you're only responsible for the safety spin. And that's why you have to name it something different because you're not responsible for the Sam being tight anymore. Because the Sam will be tight, right? You're responsible for a spin safety. This is the one LSU murdered people on a couple years ago. Okay, they didn't motion a ton, but this is a play they murdered people on. This is a more common. This is like real off bunches where you see this thing. And probably the most common play, right? If you watch the Rams, it's a ton of real off bunch dose type stuff. Okay, and all the same motions still exist. All that exists. You just have a slot receiver blocking the inside number of the Sam or the nickel. Let's share. Go back to the screen. So, okay, say duo still exists. Okay, so it's all the same rules. Block them, build combo, block them, build vertical combo. Okay, Titans are awesome to watch run it. Inside number of the end. Okay, the difference is now you have a tight split receiver. So he's inside number, trying to kick out Sam with the nickel, who's right here. Now 13 is responsible for the down safety. They're saying he's not tight enough. You could motion him over, or you could maybe him over for 2 if you got 2 tight enough. They obviously didn't. So this is where you see a lot of times. If you watch LSU, right, they'd have like Jefferson would inside release and come block the safety like that. I'm not sure if that's how it plays out here. That's how you'd see it. Because 13 is responsible for the tighter of the safeties, who they deem to be 42 based off games. So you see the wrap block, right? Really quick one here. Beautiful combos, okay? And this is what you want is Derrick Henry down the pipe, right? So the worst is he's hitting in the right hand at the crack of the guard. You can go B gap or A gap. Okay, I like the B gap because it's a little wider. But if you hit the crack of the guard, now your A gap basically out. Okay, and it's a downhill hitting play. You see the rules play out really cleanly here. Titans are really good at this play. Let's motion over. Okay, we reel off bunch dose. We see we have a safety in the box. Okay, and the backs are slid. You don't want this for angles purposes and personnel matchups, right? So safety's down here. I have to get the safety out of the box. So Z maybe. So this is Jared Brown. Let's bring him over because he's the down safety. And now we're running dose over here. So you get to the box clean. You straighten up the linebackers, which is important for was really clean right there. Right, choose a safety, get 2 out of the box. We don't want 2 in the box to mix up the count, mess up the angles. Okay, now we're back to a really straight, easy 4-2. Dose, same play as duo. We're just adding a tight split guy to cover the sand, above the sand plate. Grew up bunch, right? Same play. Here's a Z, like a Z maybe, but the safety's down on that side, right? So we don't have to bring him all the way over. But he feels, so that should be blocked. Inside number, Sam. Inside number, I'm sorry. Beautiful. Block them. Build vertical double team, block them. Build vertical double team, block them. Inside number D, and this should be blocked, depending on who they count as Sam. So 30, who's the? Hold on. So these are things get a little tricky. So 30 is the Sam here. So it's all personnel dependent. So that's the down safety. Okay, and they think he's unblockable. Tannehill feels he's unblockable by wrapping him, right? Because the worst thing happens, he's trigger. So let's short motion him in, point him out. And it provides good angles to go work there and work there, okay? And leave the corner. Right, that's the worst tackle. And that's ultimately right there the matchup you want. Okay, worst case scenario, this thing's clogged inside. You want Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, whoever your running back is on the corner, your worst tackle on the field, right? If you're outnumbered, you at least put it on the worst player. That's why this is such a short yardage and goal line play. They're going to outnumber you. Okay, so Sam, if you felt like 18 could block the safety, keep him right there. You don't have to move him. Okay, but if he's a little, maybe you could trigger and beat the receiver in. So let's short motion him inside so it's easier insert. And obviously the play actions are good off this, right? Short motion them and then pop them for corners is a common one. So QB, you control the 7th, the 8th, depending on the play with motion. That's what this whole maybe concept is, right? Is you control that guy. All right, another clean 4-2 by Tyrann Mathieu down here is coming to the box, right? You never want to push this play. You always want to block the linebacker to the line, right? So maybe the receiver over to take Mathieu out of it. Good job. Once again, who are we leaving? We're leaving the cornerback side. Right, and he has no interest in tackling. That's the whole point of this play. So that's a normal motion. Now we're in the play. Matthew's creeping in right here. Right, because you don't want them to be able to backfit this thing for angle purposes. You want them having to play the gap in front of them. Yeah, it's a good job, and then you can just wash it all down. And then off the backside edge. Good job of the slot down here, blocking the inside number of the Sam. Right, and that's a really pretty look at it. See anything different here? Right, they could ultimately just flip the rotation on you, which is the Colts do this year. Real off bunch. I have down safety. Right, this way I have to know personnel as a safety. Can't have him in the box. Let's maybe him over, get him out. And ultimately, they end up flipping it and flipping rotation, which is fine. Just live with it. At least we're blocking the right people. They get 23 out of there. Now at least blocking the linebackers. So those things get happen really fast. You really do like this when they're pumping gaps, right? Because they can bend even faster after the backside edge. Same thing, put the ball in the corner. There's anything different here. Same thing, got 7 down. You see 7 down here into the boundary. Get 7 out of the box. You want the linebacker straightened up. You want them playing the open gaps. Can't find it back. It's really simple. You just have to know where the safety is. You can't have him in the box. So he can be on the right or the left, and you're responsible for the maybe motion. So LSU run it from shotgun look very similar to this. Okay, it's a harder play from shotgun. You said to bring the ball, but it's still the same junction point. So you still have to give the ball to the back 5 yards behind the guard is the ultimate aiming point. Okay, so you'd have to now bring him the ball like they do here. Really good job. I'm gonna go to some doubles. Okay, doubles are really easy. Like the main pieces here. Same thing, they rotate the other way, which is fine. At least you have the safety on the backside edge, and you can't have them on the front side there. Same thing. Back. That's why these guys are so good, right? You put Derrick Henry. See here. You put Derrick Henry on the corner. That's what you want. Get 23 out of there. Okay, make the backers play the open gaps. Now it's taking one back, okay? So it's really good for controlling angles. Right, but if I didn't tell you different, you would not know this is inside zone number 2, right? Because the blocking up front is really not that different. Some people technique it differently. Titans do not. Okay, they just, which I really enjoy. They run off the football, they block it like inside zone. They just get the running back a different point. Obviously, the quarterback ball having different. IDs are different, right? Because an inside zone, X is on a chalkboard. It doesn't matter. You could run right there, not there. Duo is a personnel specific play, so you don't want to do it that way. Okay, but it's really good if they're outnumbering you anyways. Rams obviously do a lot of it too. It'd be good to watch them. What we got here? We got 5-1. So he thought 4 up tops in the box, okay, which I would do based off linebacker alignments. So go drain them. And this is what you get is different than the fellas is wide ass alignments, right? But here's your end. So you're out, async, cut off, inside number DN still, inside number of Sam. Okay, we're still working the same dose thing. So it's a good 5-1 play. You can't overcut like running back here, but looking at running back mechanics. See anything different here? This is probably one that they're creeping on cadence, and you can see based off alignment, right? You want to maybe this one back across, take away 45, 42, whoever that is up top. Okay, look at these linebacker alignments. I know they're bringing a safety in front side. This is brutal angles. You can see how jacked up the center left guard get on the angle portion, right? So this is when you help everybody out by bringing the Z over, getting him out, straightening these linebackers up, and now making the angles of the combos really clean. Here's a good example. We haven't had a ton of under, so shaping to the tight end. Based off rules, put linebacker here and here. Got my gap? Yes, block them. Got my gap? Yes, block them. Got my gap? No. Build a backside vertical double team on the first spot. Got my gap? Block them. Got my gap, right? So we're not talking tight end tackle combos. Got my gap? No. Build a vertical double team to number 2 in the box. Okay, and then go block them. So we're jacked up because the linebackers are way minus, right? You don't want to run inside zone or duo to minus linebackers. Something is inside zone. Just the angles are poor. But you see a good job of the wide. Let me go back to the wide here. This is why you like this play. Okay, this is why it's a good like crack toss pair based off a line of nickel. So nickel outside of the point. You want to duo, right? Because he can block out. He can wind in and go block the safety and leave the corner. If the nickel's inside, which is brutal on duo, you want to like crack toss and get the ball outside, right? So like crack toss and duo is a really good paired run. Crack duo left and weak outside zone right here on a bunch is a really good play. That's what the Rams like. That's their base plays, duo or they call wander weak outside zone. It's based off linebacker alignments, right? Because if they're minus, you want to run outside zone. If they're plus, you're going to duo. I know I'm going fast just to give you a basic, and we can, of course, go over all this stuff. All right, so double. So double is the exact same play as dose. Let me just pull this up. Let me go. So double is the exact same play as dose. Okay, now you're in 12P. So the only difference is now you can have a tight end. You can have 2 tight end combos. Because they have the end and the Sam wherever they are. In dose, you can't have a combo, right? Because you're working with a tight end receiver. There's no way, I don't care how good a receiver that is. Like, there's no way a tight end and receiver are going to combo a DN to a Sam. Okay, but 2 tight ends can. So you're like looking at YYA wing plays, Rio heavy, rock heavy. Okay, those are like the most common ones. But every single other thing is still the same. Okay, you just have to know that the tight end, instead of having the inside number of the end and the inside number of the Sam, both those tight ends just have the end and Sam however they unfold. They could stack, they could both be on the line wherever they are. Okay, it was the exact same play as dose. You just have the ability now to combo things with the 2 tight ends. Okay, the O-line knows no different. They'll still get duo. You're still looking for the down safety. Running back's still the same aiming point. Everything is still the same, right? That's why I put double and dose together. It's the same play. Double, you can just now double team, right? Double team. You can just double team the end now, which you can't do in other plays. So I'm going over double. Okay, and this is like a really, I probably shouldn't have started with this one, but this is a really good 13 personnel play. You're just using the extra tight end up top as the finder. right? So you come to line of scrimmage. I have one high safety. I know I have to maybe somewhere. It's too high, leave it on, we're good. It's one high, I have to find the down safety and maybe motion the tight end to that side. So we're obviously getting spin this way. Here's my finder. Let's motion him this way, come block the safety. Leaving still the corner up top. Then you straighten up the combos, you're good. You see a fan call, because right now, take the maybe out, so he's out, right? He's blocked by the maybe guy, the finder, we'll call him. Gap, 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 gap. Right now, I would build a vertical double team to 55. I would build a vertical double team to 48. I would inside number the same. Leave the corner who's out here. Okay, the guy they're coming to starts coming on line of scrimmage. Now everybody, you see him pointing right here. He's making out call. Now we're full gap, gap, gap. Okay, and the backside combo will still exist right here to 48. You're by yourself, extra tight end. Okay, and they're in a heavier set here. The NFL will do this because they don't carry 13 personnel a ton. You don't carry two fullbacks or even a fullback. So like the Cowboys will carry an extra offensive line, which is 66 here, is the heavier tight end. It was really, really pretty there. Pretty play. What we got here? All right, we're in Rio heavy. You can see this in one high, which you think he's the finder because he's off the ball, right? They think he's high enough to keep it on. I would maybe it over because of linebacker alignments, right? Because you have some bad angles. Let's say you don't. Let's say you leave it on. You got Sam, Mike, and Will. O-line always has Mike and Will. But YY and double. So this is your YY. Boy. This is your YY have end in the Sam. So now this is different than Dose. Okay. Because in Dose they'd have the same people. This would be a slot, so you couldn't like have a true double team. You just have to go out and go get them now. Here in double, same play, but now I can afford to have a double team because it's two tight ends. I still think it's a pretty awkward double team. You would not, I would want to maybe this, right? Because you don't want the linebackers minus behind the combos. You'd rather run outside zone here and capture it and give him that lane. So I would maybe this one over, but maybe 1 minute I do. So this is the same setup as earlier, okay? It's just double because it's two tight ends, so you could get a combo. Obviously, there's not a combo here. Going back, you have a down safety in the box up top to the right. Maybe I'm over, they end up spinning back the other way, which is fine. Okay, at least we have the personnel matched up correctly. We don't have an O-lineman working to a safety, and more importantly, we don't have tight ends blocking a linebacker. You're even blocking the nickel if you can. So that plays out just like Dose, right? Because there's no combo to be had because they're both on scrimmage. So you can't combo if they're both. They like unwrap the combo. Here's my favorite way of running it as far as like a backfield action wise. Right, we're talking about the best combo to me, like day one combo of this play is duo left at a bunch or weak outside zone to the right. So what does this look like initially, right? Backfield wise, you're talking about quarterback and running back looking like outside zone weak, and then over the top scissor handwork, handoff, the duo come back the other way, putting the ball back in the corner. Really nice play, a good tempo play, obviously. All right, so if you stop it and you try to block yourself, so like try to stop the film and block it. Okay, it's easy. Once you start it again, gap, yes, gap, yes, gap, yes. No be in my gap, build a vertical double team. No be in my gap, build a vertical double team. In all these variations, the tight end has inside number of the same. The second tight end in double, I'm sorry, the tight end has inside number of the defensive end. In double, which is two tight ends, the second tight end has inside number of the Sam, which is number 3 here. And now your finder, being the extra guy, has the down safety. So here's where you see the wind in. That's like a beautiful play at the hash, and that's the way you want it. But you see 81 winding in, okay, and you're going to leave ultimately 7 as the extra player here. Hit the ball bounces, which is a really good look. So that's why you pair this up with crack toss as well, based off nickel location. Nickel's inside, run crack toss and get outside of it. Nickel's outside, run double and get inside of it, and you have a really nice crease. Blocking wise, you know, no difference between inside zone and this guy. And they're a little bit more downhill in duo than I would be, but that's a clean ass look at a dash. Double, they treat it too high. I'm good with that. Right, they're saying this down safe, the safety down here to the boundaries. Either they know he's rotating through a game plan or whatever. And it's a too high, so there's no reason there may be somebody in the box. Same thing, block it to an under. Gap, 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 gap. Build double team to 1, build double team to 2, and now you, as a second tight end and double, have inside number of the same. It's kind of like a dirty run, like it's not clean. Okay, what this play does, and that's what NFL teams like it, is a really low TFL percentage. Okay, it's not as explosive, its EPA is not as high, but it's low TFL. Couple more of these. Again, to an under. So now you have a, you know, we haven't done a ton of these, but the tackle tight end combo based off there's somebody in gap or not. Gap, gap, gap. You know, and then here's the question: like with the 2-eye, you probably don't want to build a vertical double team. You just have to go to the linebacker now. That's one of those things. One of those rule breakers. Tight end, I'm thinking I have inside number of the DN. Okay, but I got a combo call by the tackle. I'm going to combo this because he has nobody in his gap. So you can build that thing straight vertical. Now Sam, who's 88 is responsible, who's way out here, which is awesome. And then you can go build that angle, and then 9, and then flat step and come right for the safety. And that's when this thing just shoots right up the crease. Just like that. You're leaving the corner. And the corner makes a good play, but he's 7 yards deep. Okay, and now you have play actions off of that. And that's where like Green Bay is really good at this stuff. Obviously, Titans are good off the play action because you do those corners that hesitate and pop over the top. So this is like a Leo heavy. I have a down safety coming to the field. Right, can't have a safety in the box. Play side, so I have to go maybe that guy over to drain him. Straight for linebackers. I think this is a 5-2 as well. This is a yeah, cool. Right, so you can't run duo against a 5-2 because you can't put a receiver on linebacker, but you can run double against a 5-2. Can't run against a 5-3, but I know I'm going to maybe that guy over. 7 will leave the box. Right, and your gap rule still exists. It's all the same stuff. Right, your guys are way out here. So 9, go get the safety. Gap, gap, no your gap, build double team. Consider a nose to be in the guard's gap. Gap. This is a little bit different too. So he'll track up, right, just like inside zone would. He'll track up here. You block out, and this thing should hit right in the really soft C gap, right to that guy. You have the ball properly, just like that. And now you have a big C gap for kid to come tackle. Doesn't want to tackle. Right, so and this is where like Notre Dame uses a little bit. Like imagine putting Tony Grimes, any corner, but just those kids don't want to tackle, right? We know those kids. So this is a maybe on the same side. They think this field safety's down, which I would too. Then rotating the other way, but you're not gonna know that until after cadence. Okay, so they think he's in the box, 1 high, find the down safety, motion receiver to him. Beautiful. And rotating the other way, but he's come from depth, so he can make a tackle at 5. 5-2 block up just like you would inside zone. Okay, just a little bit more vertical, but for the quarterback, it's inside zone with the back staying point is what I do. You just have to know the maybe rules. Once you know the maybe rules, they exist through like all the run schemes. That's why the Rares you also watch for us after this. Same play. This is like this is just a mash fest. leave corner. So you have to know personnel, right? You have a front side tight end to go take care of the safeties. Don't worry about that guy. Out, out, combo, combo. Out on the Sam, you wrap the safety. Leave the corner. That's why such a good short yardage play. They're going to outnumber you, right? Cover zero. They're going to outnumber you. Leave the corner. Actually, a good play. So this is like under. It's over to the tight end, but like the defense calls under, and then walk. I mean, you're gonna walk the will on the line of scrimmage and slide the 5 to a 4, right? So our defense did this. So under walk. So this is an under front. It's really an over front. Let's say it's over front, just for simplicity's sake. He'd be there, so ignore him. He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist, and he'd be here. Under walk, you walk the linebacker on the line of scrimmage, and you walk the 5 to a 4-eye. Right, but all the rules still exist. It changes nothing, right? You don't really care because you just go gap or no gap, 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 build double team, gap, cut off. The issue here is now you have to classify this guy as a Sam. Go cut him off. Right, and then this is one where, depending on how aggressive he is and what this player is, you might just short motion him to give him a better angle. You're going to kick out extra. Right, AJ completely misses. I got some good ones. I don't think I had one here, but from like the Rams, we'll motion this guy like 2 feet and then go kick him back out. It's really good if, let's say, this guy, let's say you had the Sam here and the safety is right here. Then you'd want to motion him in, obviously, right, to go kick out the Sam, and he go block the safety. All about creating angles, okay, and that's the difference. These guys are really smart about creating the best possible angles. So you see here, taking a step because he has a tough cutoff here. Good one. Oh, not this one because it's a 4-3 stack, so this is different than anything you've seen. Rules. Block duo. You have Mike. O-line has Mike. I'm sorry. O-line has Mike and Will. And double. The 2 tight ends at the end and the Sam. So here's where we see the combo, right, start to happen. Safety, or the corner has a down safety, right? So this is a tough cutoff if he starts. So you watch like Jamal Adams and he knows this thing coming. He'll start from here and start like wing busting it. It's brutal. Block. Nothing in my gap, right? Technically, so I'm gonna build a vertical double team to 44. There's something in my gap. Nothing in my gap. Build double team. Gap. Nothing in my gap. We have these two for these two. Right, and then you have a tough cutoff here. So go move them in 2 feet to help them off. D10 will move them. Just get a head start. It's still hard. I'll probably move a little bit more. But here you have true double. You have 3 true double teams. If you get this thing just a little bit cleaner, if he was, I think he's a little bit tight here. Right? If you can hit this thing a little bit cleaner, now you have full speed on 37. That's what you want. All right, that's the last one. So let's go and end on. It's a good start as far as it may be. I went fast. If you have any questions, just you know how to get me. So thank you, man.